Welcome back to the Stretch the Floor podcast. My name is Matt, and as always, I'm joined by Venush to talk about everything basketball. And today we're on week 4 of our top 10 list. We did small forwards last week, power forwards the week before, and so on. So we're on shooting guards today. Um, Kind of a list I think we're not going to argue too much. It's pretty clear, I think, at least for most of it. But we'll see. We always argue about stuff, so we'll see. Let's start 10-9-8 like we usually do. You go first.
Okay, so at 10, I got Spencer Dinwiddie. At 9, I got Victor Oladipo. And
Yeah.
8, I got CJ McCollum.
Okay. It kind of hurt me to do this, but I left Oladipo off the list.
Oh,
Because I mean, based on 2 years ago, he would have been probably number 2 for me.
yeah,
But based on what we saw this year, I just like it. All these guys I have did better than him this year. So I mean, I want him to get back to where he was 2 years ago.
yeah.
But I think for this list, I'm just gonna leave him off. So I have Buddy Hield at 10, and then I got Zach Lavine at number 9, and then CJ McCollum at 8.
So you have Spencer Dinwiddie above Zach Lavine.
um, no,
You don't have Spencer Dinwiddie on your list.
yeah, I don't.
You have Buddy Hield over Spencer Dinwiddie.
Well, okay, that's really close for me. Like, I couldn't. Buddy Hield just is such a good shooter, man. Like 40% every year. He averaged 20 points, literally just shooting threes this year. He's
Yeah,
such a valuable player.
yeah, but what about playmaking?
No, playmaking is definitely important, but this is not a point guard list, right? This is a shooting guard list, and obviously all aspects of the game are important. But if you can
Yeah,
average 20 points, literally just coming off the bench and shooting 3 after 3, I think that's pretty valuable. Now, I love Spencer Dinwiddie. He would. I mean, the maybe Zach Lavine would be the guy you would take off for Spencer Dinwiddie, but he averaged 26
you're
points a game
taking
this year. I know he took 20 shots, but he averaged 26 points pretty much.
Zach
And
Lavine you're underrating him a lot, I
you have him
think.
higher.
I have
Oh,
him
I
higher in the
thought
list.
I thought people would make fun of me for having him on my list at all because he's always been thought of as one of those bad stats, good stats, bad team guys, right? That just puts up empty stats and his team just doesn't win anything. Which is, I mean, they didn't win anything this year, but how could you argue with 25 and a half points a game, 80
If you
or 38% from the 3-point line?
if you trade CJ McCollum for Zach Levine, do the Trailblazers get worse? I don't think they do. I think they get better, if anything.
Yeah, I mean,
He
I
just cuts. Like,
it,
I think people underestimate how good he is as an off-ball scorer because he has to score on ball for majority of his plays.
that's a good point. He's always on the ball. Like who else? I mean, Kobe White maybe setting him up now, but before that,
Yeah.
like literally there was nothing on his team. So I mean that is a good point. That I could make that argument with you. I just think CJ McCollum, his stats are about the same as Lavine. A
Yeah.
little bit less points, but he took a few fewer shots. 3-point percentage is exactly the same.
Hmm.
Uh, the thing is, uh, yeah, I can see why you have Lavine over him because if you're thinking of having one of them as your primary scorer, Zach Lavine
Yeah.
is definitely the guy you want because he gets to the free throw line a lot more. Uh, he's more dynamic, probably going to
Hmm.
the rim. Definitely more dynamic going to the rim,
Yeah.
harder to stop. But I think CJ is probably a better number 2 guy just because he's so.
Oh, I
I
don't know
think
about
I
that.
think the numbers lie. I think he's a little bit better than Zach Lavine. I would feel more comfortable with McCollum taking a 3 at the end of the game over Zach Lavine.
But
But
when you have Dame, why do you want someone else to
that's
shoot the
true.
shot, right?
That's true. That's
So
true.
I think people forget how he still scored 20 points as a third scorer on the Timberwolves, and people just underrate how good he is at moving off ball, cutting to the rim. His defense is horrible, but which star who's on a bad team has good defense? Usually, if you're on a bad team, all they care about is offense and getting stats.
Yeah. I mean,
So I don't know. He does have the athleticism for his defense.
but no, he definitely has athleticism. But the thing for me
Hmm.
is like Zach Lavine took 20 shots a game this year, and CJ McCollum. I mean, they both took 20 shots a game, but I feel like McCollum scores just more naturally. He just got more. I think his handle's a lot better than Zach Lavine, and he can.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
I mean, Levine's handle used to be garbage, but he's gotten a lot better at it. He improves something every year. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he came back next year and was
Mhm.
even better, averaged like 27. But I mean, I used to a couple years ago. I would have laughed at you if you put Zach Lavine on the list. I would
Mhm.
have thought he's one of those empty stats kind of garbage team guys that'll never win anything. But I'm kind of starting to come around on him.
Okay, so you didn't have Spencer Dinwiddie, and I just want to list off his stats because you said Buddy Hield scored 20 points, and
Yeah,
that's why you have him at number 10. Spencer Dinwiddie averaged 20.6,
yeah,
6.8 assists, and 3.5 rebounds on a team that was a 7th seed with him as the best player. Like Kyrie Irving only played like what, 20 games?
yeah.
So Spencer
No,
Dinwiddie averaged basically 21 and 7 as the best player on a playoff team.
okay. Yeah,
I don't.
I
Buddy
mean,
Hield did not do that. That's as simple as that was.
yeah, but Buddy Hield's getting paid that much money. He must be a star.
Yeah, to must be a star, eh? He's the next Steph Curry,
Yeah,
according to Vladi Divac.
yeah. No, I mean, yeah. I mean, Spencer Dinwiddie's really good, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
was
me.
struggling putting Spencer Dinwiddie.
I like Buddy Hield a lot. I think maybe a lot more than you. Well, definitely. Would he be in
Yeah,
your would he be your number 11 on this list or what?
uh, yeah, he would be my number 11. Him
Yeah.
or I like Carlos LeVert too,
Yeah,
but
I put him as an honorable mention there.
he
But
needs
his
to improve a little more.
yeah,
Maybe in a couple years.
he needs to play more
Mhm.
games. Just get more games under his belt. He averaged what 17 this year. I can easily see him bringing that up to like 23
Yeah,
next year, 22, 23.
and the reason I included Victor Oladipo on this list at number 9 was just his defense. Like he has potential to be Defensive Player
Yeah.
of the Year.
No, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, 2 years ago he led the league in steals
yeah,
and he scored 23 points a game,
yeah.
37% from the three-point line. I mean, we're leaving Clay off this list cuz he didn't play at all
Hmm.
this year. But 2 years ago I would have had Clay at number 2 and then I would have had Victor Oladipo right after him.
Yeah,
So definitely sucks, but here's hoping
yeah.
that next year he can
It's
come back as himself.
and CJ McCollum, we both had him at the same spot at number 8.
Yeah.
And then I had Zach Lavine much higher. So that means you have someone who I don't have on the list in the top 7, which is surprising.
Did I screw up positions? Because I thought we were going to
Uh,
agree on everything.
yeah, I don't know. So okay, so we
All
guess
right.
we'll do 7, 6, 5.
Yeah. So who do you got? 765.
I got Shea at 7. I got Drew Holiday at 6.
Mm-hmm.
And I got Zach Lavine at 5.
Okay. Wow. I have
Yeah,
Shea at 7. Love
yeah.
Shea. I got Lou Williams at number 6. And then I got Drew at number 5. What's so funny?
Lou Williams.
Lou Williams, one
What
of the
does he
best
do
scorers in the
besides
league,
scores?
period.
Is he a better scorer than Zach Lavine?
Yeah, he
No,
is.
he is not.
You watch any game, Lou Williams coming off the bench, and tell me that Zach Lavine is better than him.
He is. Zach Lavine has so much a bigger array and skill to score. Lou Williams is just he has handles and all he does is score. Like he's
Yeah.
horrible on the
What does
defensive.
Zach Lavine do other than score?
Zach
Taking
Lavine,
20 shots a game. Lou Williams took like 14 shots a game this year and averaged like 17 points.
yeah, Zach Lavine averaged 26.
Yeah, and he took 20 shots a game, and you literally gave him the ball every single time
So if
down
there's
the
6
floor.
more shots, that means Zach Lavine. I mean, that means Lou Williams has to score all of those 6 more shots. Yeah,
Okay,
I
but
don't
Lou
know.
Williams was the third best scorer on his team, like by
Third,
far.
yeah.
Yeah,
Zach Lavine was
and
the
still
best
averaged
scorer on his
17
team.
points a game. Yeah, but I'm just, what could Zach Lavine do with a lower, with a lower, like, with less asked of him? I know he can average 26 when he takes every shot during the game. But what if he took, what if he was the third best player and took 14, 15 shots? Would he still
He
be able
averaged
to be as
20.
efficient? I
Yeah,
don't
with the
know if he would
Minnesota
be. I think he needs
Timberwolves.
the ball in his hands all the time because he has a lot of games where he'll just shoot a terrible percentage from the field. But then he'll
His
have games where he
last,
goes like, what was that one game where he went like 8 for 8 from three or something
think,
like
but
that this year? So he'll go
yeah,
like 0 for 10 and then go for like 8 for 8. Lou Williams is always just a solid. He can score for you off the bench. He can come off, play against the best players, play against the worst players. He's absolutely trash on defense, but he's one of the he's
he's
probably
so
he's
bad.
my favorite player to watch on this whole list. Like he's so fun to watch.
Oh my
Just
god.
that handle, just coming off the screen, coming down. He's got the floater, the finger roll, just can make you look stupid, get to the free throw line. I can't believe you don't have him on this list.
Okay, 2016, 2017, Minnesota Timberwolves. Zach Lavine is 100% the third option because the number 1 picks, Karl Anthony Towns,
Hmm.
and Andrew Wiggins are number 1 and 2.
Yeah.
He averaged 18.9 points, 3 assists, 3.4 rebounds. Those are better stats than current day Lou Williams.
Okay, but tell me, it's the end of the game, right?
Oh my
You
God,
need a
that's
bucket
one shot.
really
Yeah,
badly. Who do you want, Lou Williams or Zach Lavine? I don't know how you could pick
I'd much
Zach
rather have
Lavine.
Kawhi if I'm on the Clippers. I know Lou Williams is not getting the ball in the
I
last
think I'd rather
game-winning
have Lou
shot.
Williams over Paul George for that shot.
Knock over Kawhi though.
Not over Kawhi, but close. He's one of the most clutch players in the league, I think.
No,
Just
not
like,
even close.
man, like what can he not do offensively? Like literally, other than be small, what can he not do? Like he's small.
He's not that good of a passer too. He's
Okay,
improved.
he's
He's
a scorer.
improved.
Like literally half the guys on this list, all they do is score.
Okay, but how could you put him over Shea?
I just I think Shea
Defense?
is just not defense.
That's
Uh,
definitely not defense.
not defense for sure. No, I think Shea can improve his 3-point shot. I think
Yeah, 100%. But how is Lou Williams better than Shea Gilgeous-Alexander?
because I think right now Lou Williams is more of a guy who you can just say give him the ball and just go score, just go get me a bucket. I just love guys like that who just even though he comes off the bench,
My
I think he's
God.
one of the most valuable players in the league this year.
Okay, how can you say Lou Williams is better than CJ McCollum?
100%, not even a question for me.
If you gave
Not even
CJ
close.
McCollum in that sixth man spot, go
Yeah.
give me a bucket, CJ. You don't think he'll
CJ doesn't have
score?
the handle
Yes,
of Lou
he
Williams. No, he does
does.
not.
Yes,
CJ
he
doesn't
does.
make defenders look stupid like Lou Williams does.
Yeah, because he just gets efficient shots and plays within the system. Just because you're fancy doesn't mean you should be ranked higher.
No, Lou Williams is one of the most fun players in the league, and maybe that's why I have him this high. But he's just like, I love him so much. One of my
How is he
favorite
better than
players.
Spencer Dinwiddie? My number 10.
He is. Lou
No,
Williams
he is.
is a top 7 shooting guard in the NBA.
No, he is
Don't
not.
at me.
He is not better.
He definitely
He
is.
just
Okay, I can see where you not having him over Shea, but I
over
can't see you.
CJ.
I don't know how you don't have him on this list. He's so
Who's
valuable.
he better than?
Are the
Well,
Clippers,
describe.
if without Lou Williams, are the Clippers even like Western Conference Final contenders this year?
Yes,
What? How?
easily.
Literally
What
giving
do
you
you?
20 points off the bench easily without even breaking a sweat every game.
Yeah. Okay. So now Paul George and Kawhi, instead of your periodic breaks that you guys randomly take, play the game and play together. He's not even the best bench player on his team this year.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Montrezl Harrell
I
surpassed
love
him.
Montrezl Harrell. But
He surpassed him this year.
okay, but who's the one feeding him the ball in the pick and roll every time?
Okay, but like,
They
who's
make
the
each
one
other
that
better. That's why the Clippers were my title favorites this year. Because I mean,
I don't think
man, they're
you
just so
could put
special together.
someone
Those guys.
when any team is playing the Clippers, they're like, let's attack Lou Williams.
Okay.
That's what they say.
What
When
about
Avery
CJ
Bradley,
McCollum, Buddy Hield, Zach Lavine, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, James Harden? What about these guys?
yeah, the difference is they're the best offensive players on their team, scoring over 25
So
points.
is Lou Williams.
No, he's not.
I think he's one of the most like skilled overall players in the
Yeah,
league.
sure. But Shea averages more points than him, is
Okay.
better defensively, is better
Yeah.
at a
But
better
Shea's always
passer.
playing with Chris Paul, who's one of my best point guards of the league this year. Spoiler alert.
Lou Williams always playing with Kawhi Leonard,
No,
who's
he's
one of
not.
the
He's always
best.
coming off the bench with Montrezl Harrell.
But he does play a lot of
He
closing
plays
minutes with
with
Kawhi.
well, he's playing with Reggie Jackson now for like 5 games. But before that,
Yeah,
it was literally just him playing with
but
what, like Landry Shamet? Not even.
he does play closing minutes with Kawhi though,
Yeah. Okay.
and
Fine.
that's almost
But
like
is
half
there
his
any
playing
ball
time.
movement in that closing lineup? It's literally just Kawhi taking 10 dribbles and pulling up in the mid range, or Lou Williams
No,
doing that.
no. You cannot say that. Kawhi's upped his passing this year,
Okay,
and he's
but when it
averaging over 5 almost.
okay,
So
enough. We already like raved about Kawhi enough last episode.
I
So
don't
wait,
know.
you had
I'd
Shea at
s-
7 like me, and then you had
yeah.
Drew. I want to talk about Drew because Drew is probably my favorite player on this list.
You just said Lou Williams
No,
was.
he's one of my most favorite players on this list, and he's the most fun player to watch. But Drew Holiday is my favorite player on this list.
Uh,
Maybe people say Patrick Beverly, but Drew Holiday maybe best guard defense in the league.
yeah, probably
Um,
him or Eric Bledsoe's been pretty good too.
yeah,
But
that's true.
I would give it to Drew Holiday,
Yeah,
best
so you could
defender.
say like You can say, Drew, this game we need you to lock down Damian Lillard and just
Hmm.
stand in the corner and shoot threes for us. He does that for you. Or you could say, Drew,
Yeah,
we need you to run the offense. He'll average 8 assists for you. He'll
yeah.
shoot 36%, 37% from the 3-point line.
Hmm.
Score you 20 points. Like, what can this guy not do?
Okay, the only reason I had Zach LaVine above Drew Holiday
I can't
is
believe that you had him.
when
How
Drew
could you
Holiday
possibly do that, man? That
when
hurts.
Drew Holiday in the beginning of the season was asked to be the guy, right?
Mm.
Remember when they were doing the MVP Drew Holiday campaign and everything, the Pelicans? They sucked. He sucked being the number one option.
Yeah,
He needed Brandon Ingram to step up and be the number one option.
that's fair.
He needed Zion to step up and be the number two option.
Yeah.
He can't even be a number two option on a team that doesn't make the playoffs.
Okay, but what about where? How high did
I
the
still
Bulls
have him
finish this
high.
year?
Okay, but they didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But who was the number one option?
Okay.
Zach LaVine.
Did they
Zach
win any
LaVine.
games whatsoever?
Okay, look at that system though. It was literally Zach LaVine, go get the ball, score.
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't have a coach.
Yeah.
Jim Boylan was just doing Zach LaVine
Hmm.
ISOs from the
Yeah.
top of the key.
Yeah.
So like obviously they're gonna lose when they have such a horrible coach. But Zach
Okay.
LaVine
Yeah.
was
No.
still able to average 26 in a system where everyone, every day, every play is like, okay, Zach LaVine's gonna get the ball and he's gonna
Yeah.
score. And he's still able to average 26. So I have to give him above
Okay, but
these other guys.
yeah, no, I would never pick Drew Holiday to be my number one option ever. But
Hmm.
he pretty much like he can step up and do that at times. Maybe if
Yeah,
the defensive attention isn't all focused on him.
yeah.
Um, but I mean, like how valuable is he to any team in the league? Would literally kill to have Drew Holiday on their team right now. Just locking down the opposing team's best guard, even guard some wing players. He's a good rebounder. He can get you a triple double every now and then. Hit threes. He used to be a really bad 3-point shooter. Now he's
Hmm.
improved that a lot. So I mean, like I just love that guy.
I think he's honestly overrated by NBA fans. Because
Really?
you said what team would not kill to have him?
Yeah.
He was available on the trade block, and the Nuggets didn't want to offer him MPJ to get him. That's all they had to
Man,
offer
imagine
apparently.
oh, really? I would have done
So
that
that
if I'm
clearly
the
means
Nuggets.
general managers have a different standpoint on
That's
Drew
really
Holiday
interesting.
than fans.
I mean, you like him a lot. Obviously, you have him at number
Yeah,
6,
got
right?
him at number 6. Yeah.
Like, if the term combo guard, there aren't too many of those guys right now in the
Hmm.
league. But Drew Holiday's like the definition of a combo guard. He can run your point. He can run your two guard, guard the like I said, guard the best player. And that
Hmm.
backcourt with Lonzo Ball, is that the best defensive backcourt in the league next year?
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Really,
Cause
Lonzo Ball is a really good defender.
yeah, but that Lakers backcourt with
Lakers.
LeBron,
What? LeBron.
LeBron, Danny Green, and then having Anthony Davis to back them up in the paint.
Okay, fine.
That
So
court
I say,
does pretty well.
okay, then maybe you say the Bucks, Eric Bledsoe,
The Bucks,
right? And then you
Eric
draft him
Bledsoe,
into
and
Brooke Lopez and the Greek
Dante
Freak back there.
DiVincenzo.
Yeah,
He's also pretty good too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. George Hill, not bad at all.
Hmm.
Okay,
So
so is that?
okay, when we're talking about combo guards though,
Yeah, yeah.
how's Drew Holiday that much better than Spencer Dinwiddie? Someone you didn't even have on the list.
Man, I don't want to sound like a Spencer Dinwiddie hater. Like I love that guy, but I just
Yeah.
okay. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I could put him over Buddy Hield, but that's the absolute
Hmm.
highest I would put him
Yeah, that's why I have him at
at
still
number
number
10.
10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like okay, Buddy Hield's like I don't know. I guess with shooting guards because they're all scorers. I like players that are fun. Buddy Hield is more
Yeah.
fun to me than Dinwiddie.
Yeah, but Dinwiddie's just so consistent and so solid.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Are we ready for the top 4? I think we're gonna argue about this too. Actually,
Ooh, I would be surprised if we do.
really.
Yeah, okay, so should we do 4-3-2?
Yeah, I don't. One is not a surprise
Yeah.
to anyone on this list, obviously.
Hmm.
So
So
yeah. Okay, who do you got? 4, 3, 2, 1.
okay, so at 4 I got Devin Booker. At 3
Okay.
I got Donovan Mitchell. And at 2 I got Bradley Beal.
I got Mitchell at 4, Booker 3, Beal 2,
Okay, okay.
and
So
then
we
Fred
basically
Van
have
Vliet 1.
yeah,
I'm
obviously.
joking. Yeah.
No, we got one of the best scorers all time.
Literally
Number
all
one,
time. Yeah.
James Harden.
Like we'll
Yeah,
talk about him at the end here.
yeah.
So you have Booker. You have Mitchell over
Under.
Booker.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, we always talk about winning and leading a team.
Yeah.
Who's made the playoffs? Who hasn't made the
Okay,
playoffs?
but who's playing with a two-time defensive player of the year at center?
Hmm.
Who's, Quinn Snyder, good coach. Uh,
Yeah.
that roster you can't argue is so much better at Utah. Like I
Hmm.
think if you just traded Devin Booker for Donovan Mitchell,
I
Utah,
think they get so much
you
worse.
think they get worse?
So much worse.
Really, I think they get better.
Look
Honestly,
at the ball handling that Donovan Mitchell does.
I think Booker's a
He
better ball handler than Donovan Mitchell.
in the clutch.
He
Donovan Mitchell is a million times better than Devin Booker as a clutch scorer,
Okay, but what
especially in
clutch
the
situation has
playoffs.
Devin Booker ever been in?
That is true as well. Devin Booker, just for me, he's like, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you say Devin Booker?
Good
3-point shooting, right?
size, 3-point shooting.
He's not even that great of a three-point shooter this
They're
year.
pretty much the same, honestly. He's
Yeah,
at 36. They're both at 36 this year.
yeah.
But
So when they're both, which Devin Booker's number one takeaways to his 3-point shooting, and they're pretty much the same at it. And
yeah,
we both know Donovan Mitchell's a better scorer inside. Donovan
I
Mitchell
I
is a
don't
better defender.
I okay. Donovan Mitchell's a better defender, but he's only
Hmm.
6'1". Like he has to guard the point guard on
Yeah,
the other team, right? So
which is the harder position to guard.
yeah, but what if he's playing with Mike Conley? Like they're
That
both
clearly
six
didn't
footers,
work.
6'1". Yeah, okay. So his size is weakness. I like Booker because his size. And you say Donovan Mitchell's a better inside scorer? I don't think so. You look at Booker. I looked at the stats on NBA.com, advanced
Hmm.
stats, and Booker shot 64% field goals. Like he shot a 64% percentage within 10 feet of the basket. And you look
Yeah.
at Mitchell, and he only shot in the low 50s. And
Hmm.
for a guy who would you agree that Devin Booker is a better like mid-range scorer with a better handle, better bit of
I
a
cannot
natural
agree
scorer
with
in the
that.
mid-range? Okay,
No.
even if you don't agree, Donovan Mitchell is a guy who you want him driving to the basket using his athleticism as much as
Yeah,
possible. But he only
yeah.
gets 4.6 free throws a game. Like for someone who's that athletic, maybe like in the Dwayne Wade mold of a
Hmm.
player, I want to see you get to the line a lot more. Devin Booker, using his size, his good 6'5" size,
Yeah.
okay athleticism, good handle, good
Hmm.
instincts, gets to the line 7 times a game and shot 92% this year. That's just
Okay,
so
so
valuable for me. If you can't get to
so
the
you're,
line, you can't be a number one scorer.
so you're mentioning these stats about how it's a higher quantity, right?
Sure.
But you just say he has a better team around him. If Bogdanovich is going for 36 points a game, maybe it's time for Donovan Mitchell to step back, catch the three, and shoot it. You know what I mean? If
Okay, that's
Ingles is,
fair.
Joel
But
Ingles is dropping 13, 14 assists game, step back, let Joel Ingles go off. If
okay, no,
Rudy
okay.
Gobert
I love Donovan Mitchell.
scoring
Like
20, let him go
I
off.
love how he's improved his 3-point shot. It's a very reliable
Hmm.
shot for him now, and he's
Yeah.
extremely explosive. But do you remember? I think it was 2 years ago. Donovan Mitchell was, I think he was the worst in the league at field goal percentage at the rim.
Yeah,
Literally the
when he was
worst.
a rookie. When he was a rookie.
Yeah,
That was when he
okay,
was a
that's fine.
rookie.
So, and he
Yeah.
has improved that a
Hmm.
lot. He's gotten like he shoots over 4 free throws a game now. But for someone who's constantly either pulling up from three or driving to the rim, like
Hmm.
he 47% of his shots are pull-ups and 39% of his shots are within 10 feet. For someone who's either pulling up from three or
Hmm.
driving to the rim, I want to see you get to the line 6, 7, 8 times a game for a number one option, especially.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I dock him. And because due to his size, he needs to always guard the point guard. So you need like a Lonzo Ball,
Hmm.
big type point guard to play the one for you.
Yeah. But they have that with Joe Ingles, who's
You love
essentially a
Joe
six
Ingles,
foot.
don't you?
He's essentially a 6'8" point guard.
Yeah.
That's why he plays pretty well with the Utah
Okay.
Jazz.
Well, yeah. When we saw Joe Ingles started this year, when Conley was out, the
Yeah.
Jazz literally went on a huge winning streak, and then
Hmm.
Conley came back, and they started losing again. So maybe
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah. Donovan Mitchell just plays his role. They're a good team, and he plays his role. He is the number one option, but that doesn't mean he needs to score the most points every game because there is Bogdanovich. who is a great scorer.
That's fair.
He was on both our small forward list.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great scorer, and he could just shoot the craziness out of the ball.
Yeah.
So he just lets him do his thing, and he can still facilitate, and he can still be a huge contribution, which something I don't know if Devin Booker could do. If Devin Booker is the second option, what is he doing?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we saw that a little bit this year with Ricky Rubio. Ricky
Hmm.
Rubio had a really good year, actually. He was up there leading the league. Not leading the league, but he was up there in the league leaders of assists. So, I mean,
Yeah.
and Booker only took, I wrote it down here. Did I write it down? I didn't write it down. But, 18 shots. He only took 18 shots a game this year, which for a guy
Yeah.
who we think of as an empty stats, scoring 20, 25, 26
Hmm.
points a game, only taking 18 shots, that's actually not too bad for me. So I think it
Yeah.
would look something like that. Maybe he's not the best player on his team, but he's the best scorer on his team.
Ooh, he is the best player on the Phoenix Suns.
No, that's what I mean. He's the best player, but I mean, like long term on a winning team, maybe he's not the
Hmm.
best player, but he's the best
Yeah.
scorer.
It's just, do you think he averages around almost 7 assists, right? Devin
Yeah,
Booker.
yeah.
Do you think that's gonna happen when he actually gets a real point guard on his team?
Ricky Rubio is not a real point guard.
Well, Ricky Rubio was injured,
Okay,
and okay, I guess it is a real point guard. But when you get like a real small forward who can actually do something besides
like when
three
they
and
trade
D,
for Andrew Wiggins.
maybe, hopefully not.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? When they get actual NBA level talent
Okay.
that spreads the ball around and
Yeah.
has a better system, because if you look at the beginning of the season when they had Aaron Baines was shooting threes, and
Aaron
they were like
Baines.
they're space and like they're space and pace kind of team.
Hmm.
Devin Booker was only averaging like 4 to 5 assists. I
Yeah.
feel
No,
like
you're
these
right.
stats definitely get inflated because Devin Booker later as the season goes on and his teams to maybe get starting getting
He just
injuries
starts
or suspensions,
taking more
he just starts
shots.
taking on more shots,
Yeah.
more of the opportunity and role. And I don't know, it might be a bad habit or
Yeah.
it just might be him trying to shoot like facilitate into W's, but it's clearly not
Yeah.
working.
Actually, that is a good point because early in
Hmm.
the season they were in a playoff spot, right?
Yeah,
And it didn't look like the same team at all, right? The ball movement was really good. Aaron Baines, like you said, was like honestly going crazy. He was like their most
yeah,
important player.
yeah.
This is when Aiton was out. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but
Hmm.
yeah. And Booker was his volume was a little bit down. His scoring was a little bit down, but they were winning a lot of games. And then as the season went along, there they are in the basement again, and he's scoring 25, 26 a game again. So maybe you're
Yeah.
right.
So
Yeah,
statistically, it's not even comparable. Like Devin Booker is the better player statistically,
yeah.
and compared to Donovan Mitchell,
Yeah.
Devin Booker might be the second best player statistically as a shooting guard.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's just he's never been able to win, and I think
Yeah.
you have to put some blame on him, even
Some,
though his team
some.
is horrible. Like
His
we're
team
not giving him a
is
pass.
horrible. Who's the best teammate he's ever had? Is it Ricky Rubio?
Yeah, but you also have Zach Lavine at number 9 and are docking him,
Zach Lavine. Yeah. All right.
but you can't have Devin Booker above Donovan Mitchell if you're gonna dock Zach Lavine. You know what I mean?
Well,
Because
the main reason I have Mitchell lower is I think just his size is limits him, and then also his uh the struggles he has at the rim. He's gotten a lot
yeah,
better, but I think I want to see those free throws go up. I want to see that percentage in the paint go up. And when
hmm
that does happen, he's averaging 24 now. He could easily average 27, 28. Maybe
yeah.
not 28, but 27.
I think he's good at averaging 24 to 25 though, because he lets his other teammates get involved heavily in
Yeah,
the offense.
you're right.
I
Like,
think I
yeah,
think it just matters between statistically he's just not trying to get as much done because he's just trying to get the win. So that's
that
why I have him a
that
little
is
higher,
fair.
which I give
Like
him.
like you could like
Hmm.
using Pascal Siakam as an example, like on the Raptors, like he's the first option, but he didn't always score the most points every game. Sometimes
Yeah.
he would just use his he would still affect the defense with what he can
Hmm.
do, but
Yeah.
other players would go off because of that. So you could say the same thing about Mitchell, maybe. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And next year, I honestly expect both these players to be above Bradley Beal, who we both have number 2 right now.
Really, you think both of them above Bradley Beal? Do you
Next
think
year,
that's just because both teams are going to do better and Bradley Beal is going to be stuck on the Wizards, or
I
what?
think I think with the Wizards are going to bring back so much talent with John Wall and they're going to bring in the new rookie, which is going to be a high lottery pick. It's
Hmm,
just going to be such a mess of a team. Whereas right now,
really?
we know the number one, number two, number three, fourth, fifth, sixth option is Bradley Beal. And then like the seventh
Yeah.
option is like Bertans. Like we know Bradley Beal is gonna get the ball, he's gonna score, he's gonna shoot, he's gonna pass,
Yeah.
he's gonna do
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And the reason I have him above players like Evan Booker who do and the Wizards aren't in a playoff race as much as like the Suns are in one as well, even though they made the top 22 teams.
Hey, the Wizards are, yeah, they're going to Orlando. Like,
Yeah,
that's all Bradley Beal right there.
that's all Bradley Beal. And I just think like I think fans like when you just Bradley Beal just has a presence around him.
Hmm.
Like it draws so much more defensive attention
Yeah, man.
compared to someone like a Devin Booker, who's still the number one option. It's
Hmm.
just Bradley Beal gets like tripled every game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so I was kind of surprised by this, but he shot 35% from three. I thought it was a lot better. I mean, that makes
Hmm.
sense because he was taking such a higher volume this game, 23 shots a game.
Yeah.
I love the 8 free throws game, even though he's a smaller player.
Hmm.
Uh, Booker, I think you're right that Booker can pass him next year because
Yeah.
I really like Booker's just his size, solid 6'5". He's got a lot of muscle,
Yeah.
and he can finish at the rim at a
Hmm.
really high level. Bradley Beal, I would say, is obviously a faster player, better at scoring away from the basket,
Yeah.
and there are times when like when our Raptors were playing the Wizards in those playoff series a few
Hmm.
years ago, whenever Beal got the ball and he was open, that was just, okay, it's going in, like
Yeah.
it's over. So,
But
and
he's the
as a first
only.
option this year, I mean, you saw how well the team did, but he didn't
Yeah.
have any other good players around him. So I think he could probably be the best player on a playoff team. Would you say that?
Yeah, because he averaged 31 this year, basically,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
surprising. I think if you ask any like NBA fan who
Yeah.
doesn't follow the Wizards, which
Yeah.
is most NBA fans, if you ask them how much did Bradley Beal score, they'll probably say like 28.
Yeah.
That's what they'll probably
Yeah.
guess. He
Yeah.
averaged 31 this year. He had no help.
Didn't make the All-Star team.
Yeah.
Snub or no?
I don't know who I'll take off the All-Star team. Maybe
Yeah.
Sabonis, but he was in there for the position. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you could say like Chris Middleton. I don't even know if that's Chris
No, I'll
Middleton.
put
Does he
Chris
count as a
Middleton
front
over.
court player? I don't know. I would leave Middleton. Yeah. So probably
Yeah.
not a snub, although those are pretty historic numbers.
Yeah, they're pretty historic. Yeah, but
And
he just
6.1
averaged.
assists a game. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
6.1 assists a game. So
Yeah.
he
With
doesn't even
that
have a
team,
point guard. He doesn't even have
I
a
mean,
point guard
it
to
helps
facilitate.
when you throw it to Bertans and he just pulls up from anywhere and splashes
Yeah.
every time. That kind of helps.
Yeah, but I'm just worried when the ball's gonna be out of his hands next year.
Yeah.
Because John Wall is 100% gonna be the point guard for that
Hmm.
team. And
Yeah.
is he gonna be willing to go off ball again?
Mm.
Or does he want this limelight? Because he signed he
Yeah.
signed the
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
extension. He
I
wants to be
think
the number one option.
I think in general, I would say he probably wouldn't be willing,
Hmm.
but I think he will be for John Wall because I mean I think everyone in the world feels bad for John Wall, wants to see him get back to
Yeah.
who he was, and they're really good friends. So
Hmm.
maybe he's willing to do that for a season because he's
Yeah.
already got his money. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good question. And you think he's not getting traded 100%?
No, I think he's one of those players that want to like be historic for a franchise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Tristan Thompson said this recently that he wants to have his jersey retired by the Cavaliers,
Hmm.
which may sound crazy, but you have to remember he was a starting center
Yeah. Yeah.
for the first ever championship in 50 years in
Hmm.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
So like we know LeBron's jersey's going to be there already. We know Kevin Love's jersey's going to be
Hmm.
in the rafters.
Yeah.
I'm saying Kyrie's jersey's going to be in the rafters.
Mm.
Some people aren't, but that's a different discussion.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think if Tristan Thompson spends another 4 years with the Cavs,
Hmm.
I could see his jersey being up there.
That's fair.
Yeah, and then that's what
Beal's
Bradley Beal
jersey's
do.
already in the rafters in Washington.
I don't think it is.
No,
I
really.
think if he gets traded next year, I wouldn't put it in the rafters. What has he done?
True.
You know what I
True.
mean? It's like the DeMar DeRozan argument. A lot of people think his jersey's going to be in the rafters, but what has he done?
It's right there.
Yeah,
It's in the
what has he done?
rafters. What has he
Yeah,
done? Okay, we're not getting into that now. If you don't know what he's
yeah,
done, then we can't talk.
yeah,
So okay, uh, so we obviously both have Harden number one.
yeah.
Um, I mean, like you said,
Do we need to
historic,
talk about him?
one of the best scorers of all time. Where
Yeah.
the question with Harden is, where do you rank him all time in terms of shooting guards? Not today.
hmm
Like
I probably have him second.
second.
No, 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 third. I forgot. Jordan number one, Kobe number two, locks.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
yeah,
I always count them as 1A, 1B,
yeah,
so
yeah,
that's
yeah,
why I said second.
yeah, yeah.
And then I have
Harden number three. Yeah, I guess that's fair.
the only question is Harden or Dwayne Wade. And
I'd
Dwayne
probably go
Wade's
with
gonna say 3 rings.
I'd go with
Uh,
Harden.
Harden's just gonna say, look at the
Three scoring
stats.
titles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
MVP, crazy.
I mean, people say James Harden can't be like they say, oh, look, nice numbers, but are you ever going to win anything? Now he hasn't
Yeah,
won a championship, but he's gone to Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals.
yeah.
Is that good enough for you? Like,
And like, let's talk about the stats for like the last 5 years. 29 and 7.5 assists, 29.1, 11.2 assists, 30.4 and 8.8 assists,
yeah,
36.1, 7.5 assists, 34.4, 7.4
yeah.
assists.
I mean, the assists, it's because he has the ball in his hands every play. I wouldn't call him this amazing playmaker, passer, but I mean,
Uh,
for a two guard, he's definitely good, better than a lot of guys on this list.
yeah,
But I mean, even though some games are just I don't like watching Harden. Like I talk about players
yeah.
that are fun. Harden is my
hmm
least favorite player to watch on this list.
But
But
you've mentioned going to the line for almost every single player on this list
yeah,
and mentioned how important it
I
is.
know. I love it.
Harden's the best player at doing that.
Best player in history at doing that.
Yeah, like it's just he knows how to play the game with the refs included.
Yeah.
When people watch how to learn how to play basketball, you learn how to
hmm
play against your opponent.
Yeah.
Harden plays with the system included, like with the
Yeah.
refereeing
Yeah.
system. It's just so
I know.
legendary.
Like I get mad watching him sometimes, like really
hmm
annoyed. But you gotta respect it.
Yeah,
His it's he's one of is he the most skilled player in the league just overall?
skilled. Uh, I'll still put Kevin Durant above him,
Okay. Yeah.
just because I don't
Maybe Steph
think
Curry.
I have Kevin Durant as the most skilled player of all time.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because he can't. There's nothing he can't do.
No.
But for Harden to be in the conversation of that, it
hmm
means he's doing pretty well. Because that's
Yeah.
the
Oh my
all-time
God.
most skilled player.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen Harden be the best player on a playoff team for a long time now. But
Mhm.
do you think he's ever going to win a championship, or like, do you think he's ever going to make a finals? And if so, is it with Westbrook, without Westbrook? What
So
do you
that
think?
Chris Paul quad injury, if that doesn't
Mhm.
happen, we might be
Yeah,
putting we might be putting him on a level with Kobe
yeah,
instead of with Dwayne
yeah,
Wade right now.
yeah, yeah.
But with Westbrook, the question is they have no center now. So how's that rebounding just gonna hold up?
They have a center. He's just 6'3",
Yeah, 6'6".
and where's number 0?
PJ Tucker
Or
and
PJ
Russell
Tucker I was
Westbrook.
talking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Uh, I don't know. I just don't believe like a team like Anthony Davis's Lakers, if they get
yeah,
a lot of second chances, right? It's just gonna defeat like the morale of a game. And then the shots are gonna become like harder to make. It's gonna just
yeah,
have
yeah. And in a like the way that they score a lot, but the way they get
hmm
their points is not easy. They're
yeah,
constantly taking jump shots, and over a
yeah,
7 game series, over 2 weeks against a team as good defensively as the Lakers or Clippers,
yeah.
they're gonna get tired. Like that we see Harden's legs get tired by Game 7 pretty much
hmm
every series.
And how's Harden's stamina right now after a long break?
Yeah, I
You know
mean
what I
he's lost
mean?
a lot of weight. You see skinny
I know.
Harden.
But
Yeah,
like after like he has
yeah,
what 8 games to get back into game shape before
yeah, yeah,
playoffs, and
yeah,
then he has to do it 7 game series, 7 game series,
yeah,
7 game series, seven
yeah.
game series.
So the
It's
thing,
gonna
like,
be tough.
there could not be a better team for Harden around him. Probably like the type of players that he has around him,
Yeah.
and
Uh,
the fact that he's probably going to get bounced in the first or second round this year
mhm.
is maybe just a testament to how strong the Western Conference is. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't. This team, I feel like could surprise people. I feel like it could make the Western Conference Finals
Really?
and upset people because I don't know when they're gonna win, when they're gonna lose. It's just
Yeah,
how the
it
3-point shot's
literally a
falling.
coin flip. Yeah,
Yeah. So
it's a
if
good
they have
point.
4 crazy games against the
Yeah,
Lakers,
yeah,
where they're just hitting every single three back to back to
yeah.
back
I
to
mean,
back.
literally, like half the games the Rockets win, they play worse than the other team. They just win
Yeah.
because they just take so many threes.
hmm It's gonna be interesting to watch. That's how we know the Rockets and Daryl
Yeah,
Morey.
yeah,
They made the game
yeah,
interesting,
yeah.
but the game style is really boring.
I mean, the teams I was most curious about this year in the playoffs, at least in the West, were the
hmm
Rockets, the Nuggets, and the Jazz.
Yeah.
So, because
The
I wanted to see
Nuggets.
Donovan Mitchell, I wanted to see him take that next
Yeah.
step in the playoffs, and it's looking kind of dicey for the Jazz now.
Yeah.
We'll see. And
The
I
Jazz,
don't
I
know.
think this could be Donovan Mitchell's like playoff run. Because
Mm,
if he does anything, there's no Bogdanovich.
that's
Joe
true.
Ingles is a maybe.
Yeah,
There's chemistry issues with Rudy Gobert.
yeah, that's true.
So if Donovan Mitchell wins a first round series, I think he's going to be on this list. I think he's going to be a clear number two.
Clear number
Like
two.
I think he's going to
Mm,
move
yeah,
up a
that's
lot.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
So, okay, Klay Thompson, number two for you on this list?
yeah. I still have him above Bradley Beal
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, how many players have ever? How many points was it that he scored on four dribbles? Like
yeah. That was
40 something,
crazy.
41 points on four dribbles or something. How many
Yeah,
players in history could do that?
I wanted to see Klay Thompson as a number two option, and I think we finally get to see that next year. And
Yeah.
can he average 28, or is like
Man.
25 his limit?
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Can he
interesting to
average?
see.
I mean, the Warriors, their roster, no one really knows what it's going to look like next
hmm
season. But
Yeah,
he will be the number two option, clearly, for sure,
yeah.
unless they make some ridiculous trade,
Or
which probably
signing.
isn't going to
Yeah,
happen. Yeah.
yeah.
I think he could average 28, probably.
The
I don't
the
know.
thing with Klay Thompson is people always say he could score so much, score so much. He takes on such a huge
I
defensive
know. I know.
responsibility that he's kind of exhausted on the offensive end.
Yeah.
Like with the Warriors when it was Kevin Durant
Hmm.
and Curry, you could see him taking plays off on the offensive end, which is
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
opposite of some of these players
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he just sits in the corner
He's not a
and
3 and D player. He's a D and 3 player.
yeah, like he's because he also has Steph Curry, who's a
Yeah.
horrible defender.
Yeah.
So he makes up for Curry's defense and his own defense. So like
Hmm.
he might be one of the best defensive players all time.
That's a
I
hot
just
take.
think I just think he's being underrated defensively
Yeah.
because of the
Yeah.
team that's around him.
Yeah. I don't think you see his value
hmm
defensively from those championships.
Yeah,
Um, that's one thing I'm worried about with him is because coming off that ACL, I think he'll be fine offensively. Defensively is when you're constantly start stop. You don't know
yeah.
which way you have to go. That's going to put a lot of pressure on that knee, and I just hope that at least by the end of the year he can get back to
hmm
where he can be defensively.
And people forget that Klay Thompson guards point guards.
Yeah.
Like he guards the quickest players on the court
Mhm.
at 6'6",
Yeah.
which is a tough task to do. Because you could see when point guards get bigger players switched onto them,
Mhm.
they just drive by them.
Yeah.
Quick crossover, drive by.
Yeah.
And I don't think Curry could guard point guards, to be honest.
No, he can't
We've seen him get dropped. We've seen him.
get taken
He
into the
tries his
post.
hardest.
Yeah.
He tries his hardest.
Literally, point guards will post Curry up and just
Yeah,
like go off.
yeah. We've seen
So.
Chris Paul have crazy games when there was Chris Paul and James Harden,
Mhm.
and Clay had to guard James Harden.
Mhm.
We've seen Chris Paul have crazy games.
Yeah.
So if Clay can't guard point guards, the Warriors are going to be in trouble.
Yeah. That's actually really true.
hmm
Because like he'll be fine against bigger guys at
Yeah,
least
because he's quick
eventually,
enough.
hopefully, because he's quick enough and he's still strong. But yeah, like can he guard Damian Lillard? Can he guard, you know,
hmm
whoever, James Harden?
And they don't have Iguodala off the bench anymore to
Yeah.
bring on to
Yeah.
help guard
Yeah.
people for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Warriors team is going to need a lot more defenders. I think that's what people are missing out, how good those Warriors teams of past were.
Yeah, I think you're right
Yeah.
because you're like, okay, Curry not a great defender. Whoever they had at center at the time, probably not a great defender. Kevin
hmm
Durant is a good defender, but not a one-on-one lock you down type defender.
What a good defender.
But he's a
As a
good
team
defender,
defender. Yeah.
and I think people just people just think, oh yeah, they shoot threes, they're really good
Yeah.
offensively, they don't play defense, but they were one of the best defensive teams in the league every year. I don't know about
In
by
the
the numbers,
playoffs.
but in the
Yeah.
playoffs, yeah, in the
Yeah.
playoffs when it counts. So yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see.
And
So
Draymond Green is like
yeah,
half a player. Like he's not what he was of like 2017, where he was
no, no,
in the conversation for defensive player of the year.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting to see next year. I wonder
Yeah.
what kind of trades they're gonna make. Like, there's rumors about trading. What was it? They're getting maybe Aaron Gordon, trading Andrew Wiggins, something
Yeah.
like that. We'll see.
Yeah. It's just rumors. Apparently they don't like this draft a lot, so
Yeah,
depending where they land, they
yeah,
could try to trade for someone.
yeah. Like
Oh,
if they go in and draft James Wiseman, you're asking him to guard what Anthony Davis in a playoff series.
in
I
a
don't know if
playoff
you
series.
as a rookie, that's too
Yeah.
much to ask.
Like the only rookies who have been like historically good, like was Magic Johnson
Mm,
and like Tim Duncan, who have been
mm,
like able to make playoff runs as well.
yeah,
So you're
and
asking
Zion.
James Gardens to be one of James Wiseman to be one of the
Yeah,
best
yeah,
players
yeah,
ever.
yeah. You
Yeah.
don't think Obi Toppin could take on that
Obi
toughest
Toppin.
defensive responsibility?
I think he's more classified as a small forward, power forward. So I
No,
don't
I know,
think.
and he's literally like he's thought of as one of the worst defenders in the draft. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I don't know how they're gonna go with that pick.
Hmm.
Whatever. We'll see in a few months.
Yeah.
I guess that does it for our list, right? That was kind of a quick one.
Yeah.
So next week we'll be coming back with the big one, the point guards. Probably going to be a lot of disagreement there. I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't expect you to have Zach Lavine that high, and you didn't even have Lou Williams on your list.
I didn't have Lou Williams on my list.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
I
you didn't
thought we
have
were going to
Spencer
agree. Like
Dinwiddie.
I thought we were going to be like, yep, Buddy Hield, yep, Zach Lavine, yep, CJ McCollum, yep,
Yeah,
yep, 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 yep. I
I
knew
was
we were
pretty
going to disagree
surprised.
about Booker and Donovan Mitchell, but
I didn't even think about Lou Williams, so when you said his name, I was shocked.
honestly, I barely even thought about Spencer Dinwiddie. I'm like, yeah, he's okay, he's pretty good, but I like Buddy Hield. Maybe wrong of me. That's
Yeah,
not respectful to Spencer Dinwiddie, who could have been
yeah.
an All-Star this year. Or was he an
Mr.
All-Star? He
Bitcoin.
wasn't an All-Star this year,
He
right?
was an
No,
all-star,
no,
but
no, no. He could have been.
if Beal and Levine were snubs, I don't
Yeah.
even know what to call him.
Yeah. Anyway, well, thank you for listening, and be sure to tune in next week for when we go over the top 10 point guards in the league.
Yeah.
All right, we're out.